In today's video, we're going to be highlighting early signs your relationship won't last. You need to stay till the end because the number one is the biggest and the most important sign people often miss today.
I'm Mary and this is my husband John. On our channel, we talk about relationship, love, and marriage. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos.
As many of us that want this kind of blessing, get
Amen.
fruit of the womb also, for all the women and all the men.
Amen.
So before we proceed with the video, we just want to make a disclaimer. So all the signs we're going to be telling you guys today, they are not definite, but there are things you should look out for, things that you can discuss with your partners about to have a better relationship, and hopefully it works out for you.
Yeah. The number 5 sign that your relationship won't last is that you feel controlled. Oftentimes, they make decisions without consulting you and they feel that you have to accept or go along with that decision. And if this is one of the things you've noticed, it means your relationship would most likely not last, because in a relationship, there should be mutual respect. And if this is missing, there's an imbalance.
Yeah, I also feel like, apart from them making decision without you, they invalidate your own decision. They make you feel like your decision doesn't make sense.
It's very important.
Even if it's similar to what they're proposing, they try to just gaslight you, kind of.
Yeah.
And I would say number 4 would be having a transactional mindset. I feel like in the relationship where you feel like because you've done something for the other person, then they have to do something for you
In return.
return, or maybe you go into the relationship feeling like the man always has to bend over backwards and kill himself to make you feel okay. But then, if he's not doing any of that, you feel like, I feel those kind of relationship will be hard to sustain for a very long time.
Yeah, because it's parasitic, right? You're on the receiving end and it's on the giving end, so
yeah, it's more like
not balanced.
transactional. If anything goes wrong in the relationship, you're more likely to just check out and be like, I'm done with this guy. He's no good.
Yeah.
Because relationships are like waves, right? There are good times and there are bad times. Hopefully your good times is longer than
The bad times.
But then every person in the relationship need to know how to navigate through the bad times.
Yeah. Number 3, you can't be yourself around them, or you feel the need to always be perfect.
Yeah.
So say you can't relax around your partner, or you can't yawn, or you can't fart. I'm not saying you should fart around your partner. That's disgusting. But I'm saying you should always let your guard down. You should be able to let your guard down around your partner. But if you think that there is always a constant need to be a certain way around them, then your relationship is heading for the rocks.
Yeah, because I feel like the home needs to be someplace you can just come into and just feel like,
Be yourself.
I need to be my authentic self, because you go to work, you need to probably kiss ass to your boss. You need to smile to those,
Yeah, behave a
employees,
certain way.
that you necessarily don't like, but then you don't want them to know.
Yeah.
And then maybe you have some other functions, you have some friends that you just pretend. But when you come to your home, you want to be yourself, your authentic self.
Sure.
And if you are in a space where the partner is not making you feel like you can be yourself, trust me, that relationship will not last.
It wouldn't.
Yeah, number 2 would be fighting a lot. And I'm gonna throw in a twist to that. So fighting a lot or not fighting at all.
Yeah.
I believe that in a relationship, healthy relationship, there will be disagreements. There will be times that you guys are not in sync. But when it becomes too often, probably there's a more fundamental issue.
Yeah.
And then that's something you need to talk about and look at. But then constantly fighting on a daily basis, who's doing the dishes, who's taking
Over
the
the
trash
same
out,
thing.
over the same thing over and over again. That becomes exhausting for anybody, no matter how good you are, how
Patient.
perfect you are, patient and stuff like that. And then a relationship that doesn't fight at all, 2 people that don't fight at all, I feel like they might still be living in that honeymoon phase. You know,
You're pretending.
exactly.
You're
You're
not
not really expressing yourself. You're holding back. You're holding things in. It will burst one day. Yeah,
The bubble
it's a
would
bubble.
burst, yeah.
It will burst. You know, because
Definitely.
all those things you've been suppressing and pushing down, it would definitely come up. So if you're not fighting at all, it means that either somebody suppressing themselves, or you are still in the honeymoon phase of, oh, I don't want him to see me like this. I don't want him to see this fat, or I don't want him to see.
Yeah.
I digress, but you know what I mean. So number one is trust issues. This one is a no-no. Like, if you have trust issues in your relationship, it will not survive. Every single thing about a relationship builds on trust. If the foundation is faulty, the house can never stand. See trust as the base, the foundation, right? If you find yourself always wanting to look into your partner's phone, always questioning where they are going or where they're going to go to, or they want to leave the house, but you always want to tag along, not because you're showing affection, but because you don't know who they're going to meet, right? Those are trust issues. Those are things that doesn't portray healthy relationship. Yeah?
Or you want them to always check location when they get to where they're going. Not because you're concerned about their safety, but because you really want to know where they're going.
You want to be able to track them.
To become FBI.
Yes. You know, so when you start noticing that, you know, the trust is not there, we're not saying that all those things you will 100% definitely lead to broken relationships, but I feel like once you start noticing the stuffs,
You're heading
you're heading in that direction, and you need to start taking steps.
Yes.
You need to start discussing, talk about it. If trust is the issue, maybe the person is hanging out with somebody you don't like, you need to let them know, I'm not comfortable with this person, I'm not comfortable with the conversation you're having with this person, we cannot be having, you know, opposite sex
as best friends.
as friends. You know, stuff like that. You know, you talk about what is bothering you other than, you know, holding it back or in, and then, you know, creating trust issues and all that.
If you would like to know what to consider before saying I do, click on this video at the top right corner.